Welcome to the Fiduciary Institute of Southern Africa's exhibition, where we explore the origin and history of the trust company movement in South Africa. Jan van Riebeeck established a support station at Cape of Good Hope in 1652. It was only a matter of time before a legal system was introduced, namely Roman Dutch law. The system of Fiduciary was introduced to the Cape in 1673 to administer monies belonging to orphans, widows, and persons under tutelage. The government office, known as the Weeskamer, dealt with deceased estates and the investment of money. The Cape Colony remained under Dutch rule until 1795. It fell to the British Crown, then reverted back to Dutch rule in 1803. The British took occupation again in 1806, and it officially became a British colony in 1815. The laws relating to persons, property, and succession preserved their predominantly Roman Dutch character. However, some legislative changes did take place during the colonial period. In July 1833, the governor of the Cape, Sir Lowry Cole, abolished the Weeskamer. By then it was called the Orphan Chamber. The functions, including the administration of deceased estates, were taken over by the Master of the Supreme Court of the Cape Colony. The rapid economic growth and the need for specialized financial services created business opportunities for corporate structures to be created. These formal legal entities could provide the necessary security for trust administration and other fiduciary services. This resulted in the establishment of the first trust company, not only in South Africa but in the world, on the 22nd of April 1834, named the South African Association for the Administration and Settlement of Estates. It almost mirrored the role of that of the old Orphan Chamber. This private company drafted wills, administered estates, and looked after trusts for those unable to attend to their own affairs. Gradually, the concept of a corporate entity attending to fiduciary matters spread across the Cape Colony before migrating to Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and the United States. Corporate trusteeship was introduced in England around 1887. A public trust office was founded in New Zealand in 1872, and the first trust company in Australia in 1879, and the United States in the early 1900s. By the 19th century, South African trust companies and boards of executors was well respected and delivered the important administrative and financial service to the public. Their presence in Cape Colony included Cape Town, Port Elizabeth, Graaff-Reinet, Grahamstown, Malmesbury, Paarl, and Kimberley. Midland Fire and Assurance Trust Company was established in Graaff-Reinet in 1856. The name changed to Midland Agency and Trust Company Limited in 1864. They merged with Graaff-Reinet Board of Executors in 1931, most probably as a result of the Great Depression. In 1969, it became Cyfritz Trust and Executor Limited Graaff-Reinet. When the mother company wanted to close the Graaff-Reinet operation in 1989, the Bloemfontein Board of Executors purchased the shareholding and changed the name to Midland Board of Executors. Andre Olivier managed the fiduciary practice until he took over the shareholding in 1998 and changed the name to Midboard Financial Services Pty Limited. Today, after 170 colourful years, it is one of the oldest trust companies in the world, still situated in Graaff-Reinet. The Association of Trust Companies was formed in Cape Town on 10 October 1932. 42 trust companies and boards of executors in the Union of South Africa accepted membership. The association had several special purpose committees and played an important role in the influencing of some key legal and administrative developments in the fiduciary environment. Membership was corporate, reaching around 50 members in the early 1960s. As the smaller the Association of Trust Companies was formed in Cape Town on 10 October 1932. 42 trust companies and boards of executors in the Union of South Africa accepted membership. The association had several special purpose committees and played an important role in the influencing of some key legal and administrative developments in the fiduciary environment. Membership was corporate, reaching around 50 members in the early 1960s. As the smaller trust companies and boards of executors were taken over in a way of corporatization since the mid-1960s. The number of association of trust company members fluctuated and gradually decreased, holding steady at between 10 and 20 corporate institutions. The introduction of new legislation regulating the legal and banking environment stifled growth in companies and boards of executors. Many became subsidiaries of larger financial services groups. At its golden anniversary in 1982, the Association of Trust Companies closed a time capsule, which was a historic cache of information intended as a deliberate means of communication with a future audience and a way of recording change over time. The capsule was opened in March 2000 as a Y2K project. The contents, plus many new memorabilia, were placed in the time capsule on display in this room. It will be opened in 2032, the centenary year of the association. In 2001, with the appointment of a permanent secretary, the operations of the association became more centralized. In 2003, the idea was mooted of promoting the concept of a fiduciary profession built on individual membership. On the 1st of June 2008, the Association of Trust Companies became the Fiduciary Institute of Southern Africa, and in March 2012 the new constitution was adopted, which abolished corporate membership. The objective of this development was to allow for the professional development of fiduciary practitioners, with the introduction of the designation of Fiduciary Practitioner of South Africa being the ultimate standard to which members should strive. FISA continued the role of the association, advocating not only for fiduciary practitioners, but for the industry, including affected members of the public. We are looking forward to the year 2032, when the contents of the second time capsule shall be revealed. 2 years later, when the fiduciary profession in South Africa will celebrate 200 years of serving the public.